Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Doing well? Almost? It's Friday. Yay! Yay! It's Friday. We are going to have a great weekend, hopefully.
Yes, I hope. Yes, hopefully.
So, because we have a different schedule, I have to start right now. And we should be here until between 9:40 until 10:30, I think. Around that time, maybe a little bit before. So we have to cover a couple more things, and one of the things that I wanted to discuss with all of my students today here is about the determinants of supply. And we have to talk about the factors that shift to the right or to the left the supply curves, okay? And you should be going to recall that the demand curve is a downsloping curve, and the supply curve is an upsloping curve, okay? Keep that in mind. The first determinant of supply is about the change in resource prices. Take notes, take notes, take notes. And an example is the decrease in the price of microchips. That decrease increasing the supply of computer. The decreasing in the price increases the supply. An increase in the price of crude oil reduces the supply of gasoline. Why? Because the people wants to have some kind of savings. The people doesn't want to pay a lot of money about gas and many other things like that. The second point here is a change in technology. And the example that we have here to provide you is the development of more effective wireless technology increases the supply of cell phones. If that makes sense, correct? If we are going to have better technology, better cell phones with many other things inside them, we are going to be able and willing to buy them at some point. But we need to know what is our budget line, and we need to know what is our possibility on the real time, on the real world. Number 3, we have the change in taxes and subsidies. An increase in the excise tax or on cigarettes reduces the supply of cigarettes. A decline in subsidies to state universities reduces the supply of higher education. Because the federal government is subsidizing the federal loans, and I think that you should know, or you know that by fact right now. And if they are just putting some more money up front, the prices are going to be higher. Our education should be more expensive because that fact that we are going to have some kind of help from the federal government, like a subsidy, in terms to be there, in terms to have that opportunity. On the 4th point over here, we have the change in prices of other goods. An increase in the price of cucumbers decreases the supply of watermelons. Make sense? Why? An increase in the price of cucumbers decreases the supply of watermelons. The substitution effect will be happening, correct? Any questions? No? Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Change in producer expectations. An expectation of a substantial rise in future log prices decreases the supply of logs today. Why? Let me read that again. An expectation of a substantial rise in future log prices decreases the supply of logs today. How that happens? Changing producers' expectations. So we are talking about the producer's standpoint. So if the producer changed their expectations, an expectation of a substantial rise in future log prices decreases the supply of logs today. because they don't want to supply more at lower prices. Their incentive is to supply at higher prices. They want to make a lot of more money. Make sense? Okay. And the last one, change in the number of suppliers and increase in the number of tattoo parlors increases the supply of tattoos. The formation of women's professional basketball leagues increases the supply of women's professional basketball games. That makes sense? Say yes or say no, so we can go forward. Okay. Market equilibrium. I want you to be able to focus on that mostly. Today we should be mastering that. Because the great news is that if we're going to master the market equilibrium, we will be gone quickly. And we are just ready to go to our first test with the demands curve, the supply curve, and the equilibrium, or the market equilibrium and the equilibrium curve. Okay? Equilibrium occurs where the demand curve, which is the downsloping curve, and the supply curve, which is the upsloping curve, intersect. That makes sense? Yes. Equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity should be intersecting at some point. Surplus and shortage are going to be inside this curve at some other point. Rationing function of prices, efficient allocation.